I guess I'll be teaching you guys the basics, but don't forget, I myself made my first moveset just 3 videos ago. So I don't know everything, I don't know the ins and outs, but I know enough. And I'm gonna start from scratch because I myself did not even understand touch blocks completely and things of that nature. So I'm gonna tell you guys literally every step, okay? So firstly, I press M on my keyboard to go into build mode. You can also press the plus here and you can go to players. You can select yourself or whoever else you want to put into build mode, and then you press free build. After I go into build mode, I spawn in depending on what type of format you want. I'm going to show you both ways you can interact with a move block, but firstly, you want to spawn in your moveset block. This is your moveset block. Usually I like to go ahead and position and scale it properly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Scale it, stretch it. There we go. So you can name this whatever for the input ID, but say I'm making a UG moveset, right? I'll name it UG, but since I have something named UG in my world already, I'll name it UG's. There we go. So since we have our moveset block here, really, we can go ahead and start working on it, but obviously you want to be able to equip it so you can test your move out and things of that sort. There's 2 ways to do this, and I do have a preferred method, but I'll show you the easiest method first. The easiest method is to get a touch block. So you go to inputs here, and then you press touch block, and usually you want to put your touch block inside of your moveset block, and you want to scale it to either the same size or a little smaller than your moveset block. Okay, now that your touch block is properly scaled to fit inside of your moveset block, you want to give it the same ID as your moveset block. And you'll know you did it correctly when you see these arrows connecting them. Like if I move it, for example, you can see the arrows are still connecting it. So that's how you know you did everything properly. They have the same ID to connect them, and you can actually start working on the move. Now, some settings I recommend changing before you work on the move. Go to custom and then go to properties. While you're here in properties, you want to go ahead and put replace skill if occupied. What this does is prevent your moves from stacking on top of each other. Basically, say my move here was Black Flash and it was at the keybind of 1. It would just be placed behind my cursed strikes, making it basically unusable because I already have a move placed in that position. You also want to go ahead and turn on hide and awakening and prevent override and keep when moveset switches. I just have these 4 on. If you have a move where you want to be invincible or anything of that sort, then you can go ahead and turn on this toggle, but usually you don't. This just makes it more fair and balanced so that your attacks can be interrupted. So in terms of actually creating your moves, you just want to go to your moveset block and you want to go to your timeline, and you have all of these things to choose from. Obviously the skills are every skill in the game, meaning anything from Gojo all the way to the newest character, aspiring mangaka. You can also control whether or not you want to have the variants active, so you can disable the variants or you can keep it on to enable the variants. Using Divergent Fist as an example, if we just do it on the ground, it'll be your normal Divergent Fist, but if we jump, it'll be the variant, the air variant for Divergent Fist. If you want it to be one variant through and through, then you'll just turn off enable variants. Specials, similarly to the skills, there's just every special in the game. Anything from Limitless all the way again to the newest character, which has clairvoyance. Before I continue this, I want you guys to know I'm more than just movesets, okay? I'm going to show you how to make these movesets, and I do have more movesets on the way, but I'm going to do things other than movesets. And if you really care about me, then you'll be okay with that. Anyway, on to animations. These are arguably the most important things in a moveset, or it's definitely one of, if not like the first or second most important things in a moveset. And they have every, and I mean every animation in the game, whether that's you landing an attack or getting hit by the attack. You can even have the ragdoll animations from getting hit with an attack, which is very cool and comes in handy more than you might think. Also keep in mind that they show every variant of an attack. So if you don't like the way a certain part of it looks, just make sure you stick it out and watch the entire thing, because you may see another part of it you had no idea was there. Going to sound, it's pretty simple. It's literally just a sound ID. You place whatever sound ID you want. Usually you'll be using voice lines or things of that sort, and you can change the speed and the volume. I usually put my volume at 2 just to make sure that you can hear the audio. If it's not loud enough, especially if you have something like a Black Flash, then the sound of the attack will overpower the sound of your audio. So I think 2 is like a nice spot to have it, so it's not too loud, but it's also loud enough that you can actually hear it. I usually don't mess with the speed. I recommend you don't either, because unfortunately it does change the pitch of the audio. not just how fast it is. But if you don't know how to get an audio, then I'll show you. Firstly, you want to obviously go to Roblox, right? So go to your search bar, you can type whatever, and then you want to go down here at the very bottom to Creator Store. While you're here in Creator Store, you want to go over to audio and say I want Gojo voice lines. So I'll go ahead and type in Gojo. And what I also like to do is go to filter, turn on include unverified creators. All it's going to do is give you more options. I also like to turn my duration down to about 1 minute because sometimes they'll literally just show you music or something like that. And then I change my audio type to sound effects. After making all those changes, you should have quite a bit of options ready for you, like Gojo domain expansion, lapse blue, maximum red. And you don't need to press get audio. All you need to do is press more info. You press these 3 dots and then you press copy asset ID. After you do this, after you copy the asset ID, you'll just go back into Jujutsu Shenanigans. And then all you need to do is copy and paste the code that you just copied. That's how you get a sound ID. Pretty simple, and they come in handy. They really do bring your moves to life, especially if you use it to get the sound of the attack or things like that. It just helps out a bunch. Moving on to all of this stuff at the bottom, literally as it seems, like add awakening, it adds an awakening however much you want, and if you place a negative, it does the opposite effect. So in this case, it would take away 30 of my awakening instead of giving me 30 awakening. Same thing vice versa to anything. 5 health, if I put -5, it'll take it away. Evasion, you know, if I leave it here, it'll give me evasions. If I put a negative, it'll take them away. Hit cancels, you would think this works the same way, but for some reason it's weird. Basically, if you leave it the way it is, if you don't land the attack, then the rest of it will continue to go on. But if you flip it, it works the way I guess it was intended to work, as in if you don't land the attack, the rest of the attack won't continue, or the rest of the animation won't continue. So if you're ever using hit cancel, just make sure you flip it and make sure you time it properly. Silly me, I almost forgot to mention, I forget who exactly commented, but someone asked me, how do you do toggles? Because as you can see here, when I get close, it says Maki's in, and I guess here's a little teaser, a little sneak peek. But when I select the moves, it replaced my moves with the toggles. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to set that up. So basically what this does is negate the use of a touch block, because we're not going to need that. So I'm going to press M, I'm back in build mode. I'm going to spawn in a moveset block, and I'm going to scale it how I normally would. And what I'm going to do now is spawn in a prompt block. Now make sure your moveset block is inside of your prompt block, or your prompt block is inside of your moveset block. And once you go to select a prompt, make sure you're also inside of your moveset block. From this range is fine, but like from this range, you see, even though it goes out, like the prompt stretches out this much, you're not that far out, so it won't work. So what I like to do is make sure I stretch my moveset block out far enough so that just in case, like till I'm just barely out of reach, I can still from all angles equip it. So no one gets confused. Say I have friends in my server and they want to equip the move, I make sure it's big enough to fit, and boom. So now that we have that there, when you're messing with the prompt block, or let me move this up a little bit just so I can click the prompt block. When you're messing with the prompt block, there's really only like one thing you need to worry about. The ID is one, just make sure the ID matches the moveset ID, but this is your name. So say again, we're making a Yuji, we'll make this Yuji Itadori, and that'll be the name for the prompt. So instead of interact, it now says Yuji Itadori. And the other option that we can control is the length or the duration. Now this doesn't mean, oh, how long until the prompt goes away. That's what I thought at first. The duration is just how long you need to hold it down to get your reward or whatever you're getting for the prompt. So if I put 5 seconds, then I go out of build mode, I hold this down, it makes me hold it down for 5 seconds. So boom. But obviously if I made it 10 seconds, I hold it down for 10 seconds. My Miwa, she's locked behind a 1 minute claim time. Okay, you have to make sure not just anyone can get their hands on that. That's very powerful. So I'll go ahead and make an example move for you guys. I won't be making a full move set in this video, but I will make, like, you know, just an example, just a step-by-step, so you guys see me put everything I just told you into motion. Also, if you guys want to leave any suggestions for what you want me to play next, I don't think the next video will even be a Roblox video. It may be, I don't know. But yeah, I have been working on a Silent Hill video. I did make a poll about it. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys said you wouldn't be interested in seeing me play it, but you know, hey, you never know, you may change your mind. If you guys want to see different things from me, just let me know. I'm an open book. I'm ready to play whatever you guys want me to play. So starting off, let's place Divergent Fist, right? And here's another little tidbit of information. If you do this, I just personally do 0.33 and then you do Divergent Fist again, this gives you a black flash, just like a guaranteed black flash. So as you can see, my keybind is set to 1. I'm sorry I didn't go over this. Obviously this is our ID. This here is your name. So if I just make it move, then once I equip it, it'll be move in my hot bar or whatever it's called. This is your cooldown time. So if I make it 2 seconds, I'll have a 2-second cooldown time, obviously. And as I said before, this is your keybind. So I just placed 1, so it'll be number 1 when I equip it. And then this is the display name, so again, I'll just put move. And yeah, I go out of build mode. This is important. If you're in build mode, you cannot equip it, so make sure you leave build mode by pressing M again, or you can go here, go to players, go to your name, and then turn off build mode, and then you'll walk into the spot. Wait a second. All right, I don't know what happened. For some reason I wasn't able to equip it, but now that I have it equipped, as you can see, it says move as my number 1, so I press it, boom, black flash. Very simple. And then it only has a 2-second cooldown, so I can just keep doing it. Black flash, get it back again, black flash. Very simple stuff. So let's say we want to do something more complex. Let's say we go to custom, and we want to implement some animations. So you'll place your animations like above or below whatever move you're trying to do the animation for. And say for the black flash, since it's just a punch, I want to use let's say I want to use Divergent Fist, and as you can see, there's variants for each one. So this is obviously the default animation, and this is like the killing blow with it. So say I wanted this variant animation to be my default animation, so I'm basically just gonna scrub into a good point like this, but this is a little bit too fast. Luckily, if we scroll down, you can change the speed. If you want to slow it down, instead of like just a whole number, do like point something. So I'll do 0.8, and let's check it again. And that's a little slower, so I think that's gonna work a lot better than the default speed. But there's one problem. I already have a move equipped, so what do? Now, I don't want to respawn. That can get annoying. I'll have to come all the way back over here. So what I'll do is place down an erase block while I'm still in build mode. There we go. I'll just give it the same ID as everything else. And I no longer need this touch block, and you're gonna see why. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this touch block. So now I have my moveset block and I have my erase block. So what I'm gonna do now is spawn in a not gate. And you don't need to change the scale of this or anything, but yeah, just make sure your not gate's here. And I'm gonna give it the output ID of my moveset block and my erase block. So now I can go inside of my erase block, everything's gone. I go inside of my moveset block and I get my move back. So I don't have to respawn or anything. As long as I know where they are, I can keep going into the erase block, and then I can go back into the move block. Oh, there we go. Go back into the move block, and then I can keep working on my moves without needing to respawn or anything like that. So I think that's pretty helpful. Me, when I first started making my move sets, I took the long route. Like I would, as soon as I needed to work on a move, I would reset every single time because I had no idea how to use a not gate, but it helps so much. Believe me. And obviously, if you want to not be confused as to where you're going, you can just place a part and, you know, just change the color of it. So this represents where my moveset is, so I'll just make it purple. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't mean to change the texture. Okay, I'll clone this. I'll bring it over, take it like right here, and I'll make this red because, you know, ooh, erase everything, that's bad. So I go out of build mode. Boom, I can see if I'm stepping here, I'm stepping in my moveset. If I step over here, I'm erasing. Let's go ahead and see how it looks. Okay, that was a little buns, but we can always do better. So let's go back to the moveset block, and obviously it's still too fast, so let's bring it back to about, let's try 0.5. So that's 3 down. Let's look at it. It looks like a decent speed. We can easily test it out. Go into our erase block, come back here. Still a little too fast. We'll change it again. And this type of stuff will happen. It's just trial and error, you know, see what works and what doesn't. Okay, that's a little too slow, I feel like. So instead of just 2, I'm gonna make it like 2.7. Let's try that, see how that looks. Still pretty slow, not gonna lie, but I think 0.27 ended up being the perfect speed to get that animation to work. As you can see, it's perfect. It lands right as the impact happens, and all in all, that just goes to show that's all it is. You have to be patient, you have to be willing to make changes, because that's all it is. Like, you can get anything to work if you just put your mind to it and you're willing to constantly make mistakes that you constantly have to fix. But that's really all I have for you. This is how I do things, very simple, very bare bones, and that's really all I can tell you. So I hope you guys liked it. Again, don't expect my next video to be a moveset video. I am working on 2 new movesets for you guys, but I don't know what's gonna come before or after that. But I do have a Silent Hill video that I've been working on. I don't even know when I'm gonna release that, but yeah, just don't get too comfortable with one game, or don't get too comfortable with one style of video, because I want to try different things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave comments if you have questions, leave comments if you have ideas for more things you want me to do or more games you want me to play. And yeah,